I have 0 GP in my bank, and unfortunately this isn't some challenge where I'm going to go and make some GP. I'm just going to sell my loot tab and maybe talk a bit about some money related stuff because it's kind of interesting and come up a lot on stream. But yeah, this is my loot tab from the last, like, I think year, give or take, since TOA start. So it's got some pretty interesting stuff in. It's got a lot of crap from Bounty Hunter in as well. It's got some, like, sigils from corp boosting, and I'll talk a bit about that in a bit. But it's a bit of everything. This is definitely not all-inclusive. This isn't, like, one full year of loot, because I've done a lot of team raids, and I have to sell lots of stuff, and I get GP directly instead of getting items. But this is some of the more interesting stuff left over, and it's also like all the supply drops you get from raids. So it's going to be a pretty penny at the end of it. And yeah, this video is talking about GP in game, money in game, and in particular, what do you do when you have so much money you no longer need it? Which is a really interesting point to get to in the game, and it's probably for a lot of players who have main accounts, even Ironman really, but mostly main account players. I imagine most of you watching probably only have maybe 50 mil, 100 mil bank. Some of you will be in the bills, some of you will be in like the, 10 build range, but not many. And this is sort of, I guess, a bit of an insight into what you can actually do once you have that kind of GP. What the hell do you do? What can you do? What's the point? Outside of, some people will just real world trade it, which is, I mean, it's up to them, right? But if you want to keep your GP on the game, what do you do? So here's some ideas anyway. The first and foremost, and probably the most useful one, is to build an alt account. And this is something that gets recommended across the block. If you're trying to build a main account, and you have all this GP, and you have another account that you can do content with, firstly, it's kind of interesting and fun, adds a new dynamic to a lot of boss encounters. And it's a nice skill to be able to do. But your alt will consume money. If you want to try and get early skills done, if you want to try and deck it out with actual gear, it's going to cost easily 500 mil to set up an account if you want to do it quickly, and it's going to cost an extra 3 to 4 to 5 bill to get gear on it. So you can definitely dump easily 5 bill into an alt account, treating it as a main, and that's already a really genuinely good use of GP, but a scary investment to just like send it like that. But when you have the GP, again, that's kind of the point, you can do that. Another really good way is if you're ever involved in communities, if you've got a clan going on, or you've got any community you're involved in, like I do a lot of stuff with Inferno speedrunning, you can always put GP towards prize pools, bingos, prize pools, competitions, random things. Just fun things, nothing too serious at the end of the day. But in Inferno Discord, we have like a bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, we have an event that uses about 150 mil from a large pool of about 3 bill collected from a lot of people. And those are all people in that same position where they're coming together to fuel a community-driven event, which is really sick. But for a lot of clans, clan bingos, I don't think many have like massive prize pools, but there are definitely players in that position who just want to have a bit of fun with the game and encourage others to participate and get some boss KCs. So that's another like amazing use of GP. Third one, bit touchy subject here for some people, but that's boss KC boosting. A lot of people do it now for CA tasks, but they also do it for just grinding pets in general. I've done some corp personally, which is why you've seen the sigils early on in the video. And that's a thing where I don't really ever expect myself to sit down and grind out corp like solo or with an alt or any of that sort of nature. And so sending about 100 mil out of every 200 mil I make on the main, simply to just go into corp and do some fun KC. It's about I think it's 50, 60 kills an hour, so a kill a minute, which is pretty cool. It's interesting for stream, I get some potential sigils, and it's a nice way to use GP. Free pet, basically. So there's a fair few pets that you can use to buy them out, really. Maybe about 15 pets, 10, 15 pets total, I think. But that's a reasonable chunk of the 50-odd pets that currently exist. And that's another pretty good way to go and do it. One of my favorite ways to use GP, I haven't done this too much recently, but when I started to get like a stupid amount of GP, it was actually quite fun. You can go to free-to-play worlds. Some members worlds sometimes, but you can go to free-to-play worlds. And you can wander around and find a noob who is definitely not a bot, hopefully, and make some conversation. And maybe at some point, just give them Black D'hide, Helm of Nature's Knot, even Red D'hide. Give them a Dragon Dagger or a Dragon Longsword or Dragon Scimitar. Stuff that doesn't cost, you're not handing them like a full bond. You're not handing them like a crazy amount of money. But you're handing them useful items that are unlocked from quests. And this is one of those great ways to not just like give people infinite GP and they're like, what do I do now? It's actually driving them towards specific goals or quest goals or account goals. Maybe give them like 10 staminas or 5 super combats or just a little bit to help them on their way and train. And it's really nice to do that just to introduce some new players. Feels good. Feels nice. often or not, they might add you and be like, "Yo, what's up? I'm finally at Chambers or something down the road." So a bit of philanthropy in that area, I guess, can be quite nice. But overall, there's, I don't know, 4 or 5 different ways to use some GP, some insight into what happens when you do have this stupid amount of money. And in terms of the GP from this last year, well, outside of the splits from raids and stuff, comes out to about just a bit over 700 mil. So not too bad at all. And I think about 200 of this is going to be used for a DT2 prize pool, which I'm going to be running as a little mini competition in my own Discord. If you're interested, join. If not, unlucky. But that's kind of the point. If you got excess money, you may as well use it for some fun things, and that's one of them. So looking forward to DT2 in about 2 days' time. Going to be live like every single day in the week. Hope you enjoyed this little mini insight into having lots and lots of money and flexing my mega bank. And see you guys next time. Bye-bye.